All right, it's time for a story. Before we get started, I want you to think about your favorite place. Where is it? Is it inside or outside? What can you do there? It sounds like a great place. Today's story is about a boy and a girl who go to their favorite place, the beach. One day, a boy and a girl woke up extra early. Today, they were going to their favorite place. They were going to the beach. The beach had always been one of the best places for them to go. There, they could swim, they could play, they could build sandcastles, and do lots of other fun things. Before they left, they packed a giant beach bag filled with all the things that they would need for the day. They had sunscreen, they had towels, they even brought lots of goggles, snorkels, and beach toys. They were ready for a day of fun. They got in the car and quickly headed down to the nearest beach. It was one of the most beautiful places they had ever seen. There was lots of sand and beautiful blue water. They always felt happy when they could see the beach coming up from the road. As soon as they parked the car, they quickly got out and started unpacking all the things they would need to set up the perfect spot on the beach. They set up their chairs, towels, and a nice big umbrella so they could have plenty of shade. After their spot was set up, the boy and girl decided to look for an adventure on the sand. They said goodbye to their mom and dad and started walking to see what they could find. It wasn't long before they saw something lying in the sand, moving just a little bit. As they came up on it, they saw that it was a fish stuck on the sand. The boy and girl quickly scooped the fish up in their bucket and put it back in the water before it was too late. The fish jumped in and started swimming circles in the surf. After a few moments, it poked its head up out of the water and looked at the boy and girl. "You guys are lifesavers! Thank you for putting me back in the water," said the fish. The boy and girl were glad to help and happy to see that the fish was safe. But the fish wanted to repay them. "Since you guys helped me, how about I show you the best places underwater?" The boy and girls thought that sounded like a great idea and ran back to their tower to get their goggles and snorkels. As soon as the boy and girl jumped into the water, they saw their new fish friend was waiting for them. He tried to speak, but it just came out as blub 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 blub, probably because they were under the water. The boy and girl laughed and smiled at this and were excited to see what they could see with their new friend. The fish led them to a place that was not too deep. They saw some rocks with some long strands of seaweed moving back and forth in the waves. It was very beautiful, but then the girl noticed something. Stuck on the rock was a small sea turtle. His flipper must have gotten wedged between two rocks. She quickly swam over and helped him get out. As soon as it was free, it gave her a high five and went back deeper into the ocean. Once again, the boy and girl were glad that they could help, and were very excited to see what else this little piece of the ocean held. Their fish friend decided to take them somewhere a little different and went towards the center of the lagoon. Towards the center, there was a small coral reef where lots of fish swam and played. The reef was very colorful and surrounded by very colorful fish as well. Their fish friend swam up to all the other fish and made lots of bubbles at them. Blub, 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 glub, 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 blub, 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 blub. They weren't sure what he was saying, but a few moments later, all the fish came towards them and began swirling around them. They were having a fish dance party. The boy and girl danced with the fish as the fish made lots of music by blowing bubbles. It was the strangest dance party they had ever had, but it was a lot of fun. After the dance party, the fish took them closer and closer to the rocks. The boy and girl had never swum that close to the rocks before and were excited to see what they could find. As they got closer and closer, they suddenly heard a small snap and looked to see a few grumpy crabs standing on the rocks. The boy pulled out one of his beach toys and began squirting the crabs with water. It seemed to tickle them, and they started laughing and clacking their claws together. After a while, the crabs weren't grumpy anymore, and even tried to squirt water at the boy and girl. What followed was an incredible water gun fight between the boy and the girl and a bunch of crabs on the rocks. Everyone had a blast, but it was about time for them to head back and eat their lunch. The boy and girl waved goodbye to their fishy friend, as well as the crabs, the turtle, and all the other fish that they had met. They swam back to shore and slowly walked to their towel. It had been a great day. This was why the beach was one of their favorite places. Well, that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we go, have you been to the beach before? Did you have fun there? What kind of things can you do at the beach? Who would you rather have as your beach friend? A fish, a turtle, or a crab? Sounds good. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.